After that, going up, we've come to the level of drinking water. It does sound a little bit obvious, but we do mean water, and can even be tap water if that's accessible, keeping in our fluid balance. And the hotter the country is, the more you have to drink. The next level, really, and you'll see at every main meal, this is a new idea. Normally it was given with portion sizes and you have it daily. We've actually extended it through our discussions to start off with main meal. And there are three prime important food groups: fruits, vegetables, and here we emphasize the variety of color. You should have color in your life. Each different color is a different phytochemical, which is important for vitamins. If it's lycopenes, if it's carotene, each gives a specific color to your life. In another way, everybody talks about calories. I'd like people to talk about calories with the color. And on the right, we have the staple of these cereals, which should be whole grain, and that's bread, pasta, each country. In Greece, they have more bread. Obviously, here in Italy, it's going to be pasta. Elsewhere, rice. In Morocco, Algeria, it's going to be couscous. So each according to his taste. So that's every main meal we would like. How many main meals there are a day? That's very interesting. We had a lot of lively discussion. I maintain 2 is sufficient, but that's arguable. You choose your 2, because we are eating too much and our portions are too much. We have to cut down. On the everyday, we have the heart and soul of the Mediterranean diet, olive oil. You can't talk about Mediterranean lifestyle without talking about olive oil, and that's key. So olive oil is involved with everything. Next to it, we have the dairy products. And here we advise, and there's a lot of scientific evidence, probably low fat, as much as possible. That's all right if people can afford it, but in many countries, the low-fat products are more expensive. And if there are economic considerations, that has to be brought in. Above that every day, we have the nuts, the seeds, and the olives. The nuts, which all have different important, healthy, fatty acids. And next to them, we have the herbs, spices, and traditional garlic and onions according to each country's cuisine. The point that we emphasize on spices is to get people away from taking salt. Basically, if we could be nutritional advisors, we would say when you sit down to the meal, the salt cellar you just take away. Don't add salt, but add spices as much as you can. It could be cumin, it could be whatever you like. Herbs and spices, cut down on salt. So that's our everyday, the 2 bottom layers of our pyramid. Going up, we have sources of important fatty acids, which are omega-3 in fish and seafood. And here really sea fish is a bit better than cultivated fish. And sources of protein, eggs and legumes, peas and beans, and poultry as a preferable meat source, a meat serving, I should say. I want to say a bit about eggs, actually, because that's also a scientific discussion. It is a double-edged sword. On the one hand, we have the yellow, which is the cholesterol, which is not good for heart disease. Okay, in certain people. Some people could need it, depending on your metabolism. However, the white of the egg is excellent, cheap protein. Excellent, full, biologically active protein. Again, especially for our lower people who can't maybe not afford meat or whatever in different countries. So we've tried to balance, and you can't please all the people all the time, but we are trying that. So that's the level on a weekly basis with a number of portion sizes. Sea fish more than at least 2 or more times a week. Eggs between 2 and 4, peas and beans at least 2 servings weekly, and poultry 1 to 2 a day. Above that, at the top of the pyramids, are things that people eat. We can't deny that. We want them to eat in moderation. Meat and processed meat. You don't have to have them, but you can, obviously, depending. And at the very top, and this sometimes is a fashion, which is the bad boy in the class. And it varies. It used to be red meat. We put sweets, and we mean the sugary sweets, that you can take, people who are chocoholics or whatever, you can take them, but in very small amounts. Not good for your teeth, not good for your sugar, your diabetes, not really good, but you have them. I also remember when my kids were growing up, they asked me, when are we grown up? And my reply is when you have tea and coffee without adding sugar. So that's within the pyramid. And the research done, especially by my dear colleague Antonia here, showed that of the Mediterranean pyramid, fruits and vegetables, a lot of, olive oil, less meat, and wine are the dominant health ingredients when we're talking about. And here we've put wine on the right-hand side, wine in moderation. For those who want it scientific, the moderation is about less than up to 20 grams of alcohol a day for a woman and 30 grams for a man, depending on the percentage alcohol. Beer is 5%, wine. We had some good wine yesterday in Parma here, 12%, and vodka and whiskey and grappa will be about 40%. And then above that, as our advice, each country has its own serving size based on frugality or moderation. Moderation in all things, and as my late father said, including moderation. So everybody has to have a balance, an equilibrium. We believe this dietary pattern, this lifestyle pattern, is suitable for all adults between the ages of 18 to 65. People with specific diseases, hyperlipidemia, diabetes, will need separate counseling. And also because of obesity, they're going to have to cut down on the high caloric density. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen, work in progress, version 4 of a radically new, we believe, important Mediterranean diet, modern pyramid, founded here in Parma with CIISCAM and a lot of international people. And I want to stop there, but with one quote. Having said all that, I'm going to give you a quote from St. Matthew from the New Testament. And the effect is, or the meaning is, however much it is important what goes into your mouth, it's much more important what comes out of your mouth. And therefore we hope that with this lifestyle pyramid, it will be a bridge for peace, especially in my region of the world, in the Middle East, where as you know, it's a very important Arab custom. If you sit down to eat with somebody, no harm will come to him. So that's what I want to use this both as a very important cultural heritage, but also as a metaphor for where we're going from now. Thank you very much.